Okay, so a lot of clinics, like the bottom 99% of clinics, are focusing more on effort than they are on acquiring their time back. And that means they have low leverage operations. They're handling sales themselves. Either they've kind of delegated it to receptionists or some of their staff members, or they're even doing it themselves. And that means they also have low capital accumulation, meaning inconsistent patient flow, inconsistent revenue, which eventually will lead to an ultimate collapse. Because if you look at a table needs support from the bottom, from gravity and from footing, obviously. And then the top has a slab, which is being pushed down from gravity to inevitably just create the structure of a table, right? Now, if there's too much heavy weight going on top of the table, meaning too much effort that is going into your clinic, manual efforts, and there's not enough support, then they're supporting it on the back end, systems, infrastructures, a predictable system that will allow you to over time acquire patients, then it's going to lead to an inevitable collapse. Because if you look at it like this, like a fulcrum, right? There's so much weight being put on the effort side, and there's not being put on acquiring your time back. There's no time to be able to do anything. Rather, you're just putting so much effort into the clinic's operation. And because of that, the lack of support is being done by running 7 different treatment campaigns. You have mixed quality leads, you have inconsistent bookings, and that's what the support looks like. The support is what goes on the back end. The gravity load is the effort, is the weight that is going on top. So if there's a mismatch between both of them, you're not going to see a maximum efficient clinic. You're going to see an uneven clinic, an uneven fulcrum that leads to inevitable collapse because there's just too much weight on top, right? The footing will obviously end up collapsing, the table will fall. Now, this is kind of what it looks like too. Like in the space, and there's a huge opportunity for you to just stand above. If you're running the same different treatment campaigns and you're always getting mixed quality leads and you're having inconsistent bookings but you don't know why, it's because your competitors are all doing the exact same thing by putting so much effort into the clinic and not having any leverage for themselves. Now, this is what we do at Axolate.io, where we help our partners acquire more of their time back and have a leverage clinic rather than focusing so much on manual effort. We try to get them to have that predictability that they need so that they can focus on more important things. So when it comes to what do we do, what do we implement when we're looking for leverage? Well, we implement a growth system that allows you to acquire predictable patient flow system. You need to have sales SOPs, and also you want high margins, meaning that you don't want to invest in the things that you don't need. You don't want to have staff members that you also don't need. And because you have all those things, you're going to be able to acquire your time back. Now, I'm not completely saying that you don't need effort. You definitely do need effort, but you need an even amount to have a operational efficiency, right? You can't just have a bunch of effort and then no time, because then you're not going to be able to do anything. You're going to be burnt out. You're going to be tired. You're going to be spending a lot of money on a lot of things that you don't actually need. Now, how we make a sustainable table is because it's super lightweight and it's basically hands-off, because it's a pre-built playbook that is already proven to succeed. You basically don't really have to do anything. There's no management. There's little to no effort on your end. It's just kind of results, and it's a sustainable amount of weight, because gravity also is just being pushed down. It's weight. You can't just have completely lightweight. You can't have just like completely hands off. You can't just have nothing there, because without nothing, there's not going to be anything to push down onto the table, any gravity to make sense of, the use of the slab. And then obviously you need a strong foundation to be able to support that gravity load. And a strong foundation is to have an internal system, something that's in-house, that is a playbook that is proven to be used in the top 1% of clinics. And then you get quality leads, consistent bookings, and that's going to be the support that you need to create a sustainable clinic that is going to last you a long time, so you no longer have to worry about dealing with marketing agencies and having to call leads 24/7 and buying new devices and over leveraging, overspending on new devices. Now, the easiest way to do this is the exact steps that we take when we look into scaling our partners, is that number one, we find the easiest treatment to market. It's either what you're the best at, what there's an opportunity in the market. If something is high in demand, we find the easiest treatment to market. And then we acquire a lead flow. And then once we acquire a lead flow, we automate the booking process, because we don't want you calling leads or having a staff member call leads 24/7, because once again, you just have so much time in a day. Your staff members just have so much time in a day. They're probably working maybe about 9 to 5, so they can't work 24/7. But when we automate the booking process, it works 24/7. Someone can opt in at 2 a.m. and they can get booked onto a consultation. We use consultative sales to rely on upselling, meaning that when we get someone through the door, we rely on the ability to actually just consult them and figure out, okay, what their pain points are, what are they really here for, what are their outcomes, and then cater the treatment package towards that. We don't want to sell them for necessarily what they opted in for. They opted in for a Botox package, but you figure out that that's not actually what they want. Their end goal isn't to maybe get smoother lines, but it's to completely look younger in general. Then you can upsell them onto other treatments. And that's just an example of what you can do. And you just increase the average order value by literally like 2 to 3x when you focus on upselling. And we have a consultative sales process that'll show you the exact steps that we use to take that we apply across our 30 different campaigns right now that a bunch of our clinic partners are using to upsell their patients. And then from there, we focus on actually just scaling the campaigns and bringing in more revenue for you. So if you want to see exactly how this type of system can be implemented into your clinic, then you could just click the link down below. It's going to be the first link. And book a free roadmap call. We'll show you exactly how this could work, and if sounds good, great, we could talk about moving forward. If not, no worries, you're going to get some free value out of it anyways. So book the free roadmap call down below, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.